Floor.
Well, we appreciate it. We have a pretty something that we've been anticipating for quite a while now. Chopper 5, the only local helicopter covering breaking news first and fast, is now up in the air. Johann Hoffend there for us.
Yeah, that's right. And Johann, we can see you. Welcome to the show, big
so
guy.
Good to see
for
you.
The first time this morning, and we were waiting for the sunrise to see some of the damage, but now we can really see it through a perspective only Chopper 5 can give here on News Channel 5, right?
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mike. And good morning, Mike and Ashley. Good morning, everybody. Joshua, Chief Pilot Chopper 5, and I are in the Pompano area. We had to go down to the Miami area to pick up Chopper 5. But now let me show you just what it looks like. And traveling down on 95, actually, we took the turnpike, but this is 95 in the Pompano area. Quickly, and we'll just swing over here. There's the Pompano Beach Airport. And that's where the Goodyear blimp is stationed. And obviously, they were hunkered down in this area. But there's a Pompano Beach Airport, and again, there's the Goodyear hangar for the Goodyear blimp. And you can see not a plane in sight here, basically, and which is good. We're not seeing major damage on our way down on the turnpike, both 95 and the Florida Turnpike from Palm Beach County into Broward and into around Miami. We see absolutely no damage on the roadways or any type of heavy debris. The roadways are perfectly clear, not hearing of any major accidents to report to you at all. Lightly traveled as you would expect here. We actually had to stop and get gas on the turnpike. So if you're needing gas, we got gas around Southern Boulevard area. But there is the 95 around Pompano. We're going to move our way over to the coastline and show you just how the coastline is going to look here. And it's still bumpy. It's still rough. We still have a little bit of rain and some heavy winds here, probably 30 miles an hour or so. Steve Weagle keeping it all over on the weather there, keeping you updated with all the local officials updates also. But there is the coastline. We're en route to over there, and we will definitely give you a coastline shot here within the next few minutes. But we're up. We're ready to show you what we can see, to show you what damage, if any, that we're going to see along our coastlines from South Florida up to the Treasure Coast. That's how it looks up here in Chopper 5. I'm Johann Hoffend. Back to you.
Boy, and as we take a look at those pictures from Chopper 5, so thankful you could get up in the air, Johann. We had to wait for him to go get the chopper down in Miami, and of course, because of inclement weather, couldn't really get up until now. But what will be interesting, not only when he gets to the Treasure Coast area and some parts of Palm Beach County to see that damage, but the shoreline. We're going to be seeing a lot of erosion in some parts. And he's really going to give us the best vantage point you can get for that, because it's really not safe to get out to the beach in many parts today. Not recommended at all. And
Johann, we have received tweets, Facebook posts, all kinds of messages from viewers saying, is my house okay? I had to go to a shelter. I had to go to another city. People have been waiting for these shots, looking at their own homes and neighborhoods, which we all cherish so much. This is our home. And Johann, is it a relief to be up there, to see down and see what you're seeing? What do you just describe more? What are you seeing right now?
Ashley and Mike, as I said earlier, we had to leave the TV station, and it was not too bad driving the side streets. I did see a lot of palm trees. You know, what you expect after a heavy thunderstorm or even a tropical storm or a hurricane. We're very, very lucky that we don't have catastrophic damage here. We're pulling up, believe me, we have a tailwind here that is really moving us fast towards the north. Coming back, it's not going to be fun. But I'll tell you right now, this is Boca Raton. I have not seen any major damage to any households from Palm Beach County into Broward, and that's both from the ground and on our view here that we have here. That's down in the Boca Raton area. Coming up, there's the Boca Raton Inlet right here. And I'll show you, here comes the coastline. This is the first time I'm seeing it, and you're seeing it live with us via Chopper 5. And I'll tell you, this is the only place to get this chopper view right here, this aerial view. You only get with us. And I'll tell you, we can show you the coastline. So far, as you can see right now, it's around, I'm pretty sure this is around the low tide mark right here, but we're just passing the Boca Raton Inlet, just a little bit north here. And so far, so good. They've had some good beach renourishment down here in Boca Raton. And as you can see right here, I'll zoom in as tight as we can get. We can get it real tight, but right there, I'm not seeing any type of sand wash onto A1A. There's A1A. You can see right here on the dunes here, not seeing any heavy beach erosion or any type of sand movement, any type of wash from the ocean that goes into the westerly direction that would normally, if we had a Category 4 major hit, would have all these A1A would be covered with sand, as in Bathtub Beach. Now we'll be up in the hopefully up in the Treasure Coast area later on, as we travel north. But so far in the Boca Raton area, and we're pulling up to the Delray Beach area, the beach looks fine. It looks like it took a little bit of a hit, but no major damage. You can see it right here for yourself. Great on the beach erosion here. Now again, this had some beach renourishment here in these areas, and there are some areas where the beach is pretty close to A1A. The proximity is very tight, very close, and that's coming up here just a little bit after Delray. We'll have an area here that's pretty close, but I don't think we're going to have major type of beach erosion that we've seen in the past from not only a nor'easter we call them, from the storms we get during the wintertime when we have the strong nor'easter swells come through. But so far it looks pretty good here. And I'll pan over here and just show you Boca Raton going into Delray Beach. I'll pan back here and stay with me here. There's FAU, and there's the college campus over in there. And you have 95 and the Boca Raton Airport. Again, Josh and I are probably one of the only people up in the air right now, but that's okay. We're here to give you coverage. But let me just pan over here, and I'll try to show you some households and some of the condominiums here. You can see a lot of people shuttered up, which is good. But again, no major damage. I'm not seeing any trees or any type of tree limbs or major parts of trees brought across the roadways, not impeding any type of travel. Not saying that that's not around. Sure, we're going to have some of that, but if it was a major catastrophe that a Category 4 could have given us, and again, we are extremely lucky that we did not get a major hit. And count yourself lucky. Don't be mad because you did all the work and putting up the storm shutters. That's okay, because coming home with power and being able to take a nice hot shower, that's better than coming home to nothing. So we really lucked out here. But here, this is in the Boca Raton, Delray Beach area, and you can see right here, not seeing any dock damage either. That's very surprising here, because we did have some high tides and some rough surf and some high tides and a little bit of storm surge, but nothing like we could have had. But look, you can see the docks unaffected, boats there tied up like they should be. Hold on, let me zoom forward here and keep it forward here. We are really moving north with this tailwind. It's a very strong tailwind. But we're coming up here to around Linton Boulevard here. There's Linton Boulevard, and let me zoom in here, see if we can see any dock damage while we're along the intercoastal. But, well, we got one there a little loose, but that's how you tie it up. That's the right way to tie them up right there. No docks destroyed so far from Broward County into southern Palm Beach County, which is Delray Beach now, and we're just traveling along each city we come up here. But here's Delray Beach in this area. This is where, again, beach renourishment, and a good job there. There's not too much lost here. Let me zoom in here, and I'll show you right here along the beach club. Right there, look. I mean, if this was a catastrophic event, these would not be here at all. These would be inland, far inland. And the beach right here, look, we have absolutely no sand. Well, there's a little bit of sand there, but no major sand along A1A. These are all great things to see. All great things to see. We just passed Atlantic Avenue, which is right there. And to show you right here how the businesses did, there's Boston's on the beach, and everyone all zipped up. And look at this, we got people just going along their normal day for a morning here, enjoying beautiful South Florida. Well, it'll get beautiful as the day goes on. But here we're coming up to, that's the Boynton Inlet up ahead as we travel northward along the coastline. And we'll go through Ocean Ridge. Now, this is going to be very interesting here, because Ocean Ridge in this area is a community, and it's a community of mobile homes, fabricated houses, as you can see right there. And this is a little bit of a long-range shot I'm showing you here. Now, we'll get a little bit of a tighter shot when we get just a teeny bit closer. That's Woolbright Road right there. But again, look at the coastline. A great, great job. You can see the sand. Look at the sand in the water. There's definitely some sand wash, and we did lose a little bit of sand, but no major beach erosion so far in the southern Palm Beach County area and down into Broward County. Now, let me zoom in here on Ocean Ridge here. This is the mobile home type of a community, manufactured houses that have been here forever. Let's see how they did for damage here as we come up and look at that. That is such a beautiful sight to see. No catastrophic damage, no major damage. They're still there. None of them are off their surroundings here, and that's a good sight to see. I'm going to throw it back to the station here as we continue to go. Go ahead. Ask me a question.
We're just all glued.
Yeah,
we are all looking for everyone's houses. It is a beautiful sight to see when things are not, hurt.
Yeah, keep in mind, Johann is a lifelong Palm Beach County resident, so he knows these communities just like many who grew up here and several generations of Floridians. What we will, we were looking forward to some of those modular home communities to see, and perhaps we're not going to see that quite yet because this is still southern Palm Beach County as he's giving us the very, very up close look. But, when we start to get up to, let's say, Carlin Park in the Jupiter area, Bathtub Beach in the Treasure Coast, and those Treasure Coast communities, we really might be seeing much more damage than we are now, but we do appreciate this coastline look. Again, Chopper 5, the only local helicopter covering breaking news first and fast, and Johann Hoffend, lifelong Palm Beach County resident, also our Chopper 5 cameraman. He's going to stay up the whole time, and we're just going to keep looking at these pictures going through communities.
I mean, Johann and Josh are up there, and it's, we can sit here and watch this. This is actually... these are the people who know the topographical view of our area better than no one else.
Right.
They're able to spot intersections in the middle of the night. It's the most incredible thing. What you're doing right now, zooming in and showing these pictures, this is not an easy challenge. Can you...
Correct me if I'm wrong. We're taking a look at the Boynton Inlet.
Yeah,
is that correct,
right
Johann?
Mike, it's tough to hear you guys talking back.
Where are you right now?
Hold on, Josh is telling me.
That's okay.
Hold on one second. Josh is giving me something here. Sailboat, what you got, Josh? Okay, got it, over by Beer Can Island. Bear with us, this is live, and it's tough to hear back and forth, everyone, with our communications. But this is called Beer Can Island. Believe me, I know this island very well, being here. I live very close to it. But this is one sailboat, possibly came off its anchoring and could be moving off to the side a little bit. But so far, and we will definitely travel up to a little north of the Palm Beach County area and into Stewart, into the Treasure Coast. Of course, Bathtub Beach is what I really would like to see and check out. And of course, we're going to go inland to see other types of mobile home communities, mobile home parks here. There's High Paluxo Island right there, and I know there's a sailboat here because that's where I grew up. That boat came off its anchorage area right there, and he's over into the mangroves. This boat was just a little bit out, maybe 1,000 yards from where it was earlier. So you do have some impact here in the High Paluxo Island area and High Paluxo Point right there. Actually, that's where I grew up, right there. Strange that we're looking at that. But you can see that the sailboat, I knew that sailboat was right over here, so it traveled at least 1,000 feet and definitely wasn't anchored good enough, or the strength of the force winds was strong enough to push it from about halfway in the intercoastal over to shore. So no doubt we did have some strong, heavy winds here. Now here's one I have to definitely look at. This is Lantana Beach. Lantana Beach has lost its beach throughout the year, and the erosion has just taken its toll on Lantana Beach. And I've been wanting to see how they did. And, well, it's low tide, and I guarantee you they have some wash up with the sand here over the seawall. You can see, oh, yeah, definitely got some wash up there, and you can see the sands all the way up to the seawall that they just built here in this area. But, again, the way to tell if it was significant damage or not, you have the stairs. The stairs are still intact. They're intact. They're not washed away. Stairs usually get washed away during a strong northeaster. Now you can see how close that the water comes up here to one of the condominiums here, just a teeny bit north of Lantana Beach, and they look fine too. This area of Lantana is known for losing its stairways and the lifeguard stands there. We're trying to show it to you back there. The conditions are not the greatest to be out right now, so we're actually doing this because we have to give you this coverage to show you what's going on. But forgive me if we're walking back and forth with the camera a little bit. But it's still not perfect conditions to be out. But let's go up to Lake Worth. There's Lake Worth Pier. Now I'm going to zoom in and show you Lake Worth. Let's check out, see if they have any damage from the rough seas last night. Again, a northeaster will knock out planks along here. And right there, those are probably out on purpose, but not too sure. That could be some damage right there. Let's try and hold here, Josh. Let's try and hold over the inlet, or the pier here, Lake Worth Pier. We're going to get situated here. Josh is going to battle the wind and give me a little bit of a spot here where we can zoom in on the pier here. But let me go out to the top of the pier, the part of the pier here, furthest out, and let's see if we have some damage to the pier from the rough seas. Of course, we had some rough seas coming out, and you can see some of the planks. They look like some of the planks popped out right there. This is the end of the Lake Worth Pier, and I'll zoom in and take you. I mean, but look at this shot we're showing you right there. This is Lake Worth Pier. The end of the pier looks like a few planks, just a few planks out though. But a lot of these planks they pop out on purpose. But believe me, I've seen damage to this pier, and this is actually a newer pier. The last pier that we had was destroyed, and they had to rebuild the pier. Wilma and all, Francis and Jean, those storms have really put their toll. But there's some officials right now checking, surveying the damage, and probably if the pier's safe or not to get back on maybe later tomorrow or something. But you can see they're surveying the pier. The pier looks like it did well. No major damage at all. Let's check out Lake Worth Beach. There's Lake Worth Beach. Check out the part of the beach. Oh, look at this. That's just beautiful. I mean, we are just lucky. Look at that. Absolutely no sand washed up over the beach to drive. Look at that. We are so lucky. So far in central and southern Palm Beach County. This is Lake Worth looking good. Now, we're going to go up to Palm Beach. We're going to travel a little bit north up to Palm Beach. Now, you can see how the coastline here, see how it's nice and wide here, but here's known for its sliver. It's a little sliver right there where we've lost beach due to erosions through many of years of nor'easter storms and hurricanes throughout the pass have taken its toll along the coastline. This is going to be a part that I really can't wait to show you whether or not we have some severe damage or just a good strong storm that went by, and if we have any catastrophic damage or beach erosion here. And so far it doesn't look like we've seen a lot. I mean, this is traveling into southern Palm Beach, getting close to the Palm Beach Island right here. You have Southern Boulevard coming up around this area. There's Southern Boulevard right up there. And there you got the bridge, Flagler Bridge and all that. We're getting up close to that. But here is along Palm Beach Island here. And we're looking good. I mean, we really are so far looking good. But you can see in the water, you can see it's been churned up. I mean, look at how, here's blue, and you got sand all the way out, you know, at least maybe a quarter mile to a half mile out in the ocean. So no doubt, the seas were absolutely rough and turbulent. But when it comes to wash over, meaning that the sand coming over US 1 and A1A here, look at that, A1A at the curve, that's beautiful. That is just a sight to see. No major washover, no major beach erosion so far in the central Palm Beach County. I'm sure it's going to change when we get to the Treasure Coast, but we will see like no other TV station can show you. And let me just zoom in here again. Stale whales, they're fine. Look at that. They survived it. They made it. That's a good sign here. Traveling up a little bit. Sorry about moving it around here. But there you go. Nice tight sliver here. Let's see if they got some wall damage or any type of, well, definitely some sand blew up over onto this one. But again, during most, well, that's pretty high right up in that spot right there. Sorry about that. Josh is doing a great job battling the winds right now. I'm telling you, this is not a fun day to be out showing you this stuff. It's still turbulent out here. It's still rough, but you know. And there is, let's see, we got Southern Boulevard. You have the airport here. Let me show you one thing that's just, you rarely ever see this. That's Palm Beach International Airport. And look at that, Palm Beach International Airport, no planes. Absolutely not a plane in sight. Well, of course you'd have that one to ruin it. But one plane here. Earlier this morning, there was not a single plane in sight here. You have the private area where we take off every morning, and it's just, there's jet aviation. Not a single plane on the rampway. No one on the tarmac. I mean, it's serious. It was serious. This was a serious event coming to us, and we're just lucky that we didn't have catastrophic damage here. We could be showing you stuff that would just be a frightening sight, but so far we're seeing good, positive things, and please take it as a good, positive thing. Now here's Palm Beach. Right here is, look at this. Now here's where we know we always have beach erosion, and that took a toll there. That's a toll right there. So we do have some beach erosion in this area, Palm Beach, where it's normally expected in this area. But so far, coming up from all the way from basically Broward, Pompano Beach area to be exact, all the way through Boca, Delray, Lantana, Lake Worth. Now is where we're seeing just a little bit of beach erosion here from the rough surf that we had from last night. I'll pan over here and show you downtown West Palm Beach. There's the Flagler Bridge right there. Of course, look, everything's all cleared out of the way. And a great job by all the construction workers, both 95 Turnpike and all the construction sites. We saw a great job at cleanup. Look at this right here. The marinas are absolutely empty. I mean, these are sites that you just do not see. Even when you have a bad storm, a nor'easter, people tie up, they try to ride it out. They did the right thing by not trying to ride this out. I'm telling you, a Category 4 storm is serious, and this is great to see this. I know a lot of people are upset that they had to do all this work, but I am telling you, it's a lot of work, but you're going home to something that's still there, and it's not destroyed. Let's look down Palm Beach here. Now you can see this is where the shoreline gets really, really tight, and you lose a lot of beach here. So there is definitely some beach erosion here. There's a couple feet off the shoreline here lost right there. Nothing major. If it was major, you'd have sand here. You'd have sand blown over. You'd have sand covering A1A, South or Ocean Boulevard here. So yes, we do have a little bit of beach erosion, but nothing catastrophic. Nothing catastrophic. There is, let's see here, Singer Island's coming up next. And let me come over here. I'll show you Peanut Island there for in a minute here. But you do remember, they did a great job. They got rid of the timeout, the yacht that ran aground here that was here for weeks. We saw a few days before the storm was coming into the area, they finally did remove it. They pulled it up and then dismantled it, took it away. And they did a good job, too. I mean, I don't see any type of debris or anything in this area. Let me zoom over here and show you Peanut Island right there, and zoom over here and show you the port. There's FP&L. We got some of our condominiums over in here. Let's see how the condominiums, let's see how they did. They look good. This is good. A lot of people shuttered up, which they should. Not seeing any blown out windows. If this was a Category 4, you'd see nothing but stuff hanging out and blowing everywhere. You'd see debris coming off of these condominiums. Now we're in some rough weather right now. I mean, we're coming through a shower here. There's Peanut Island. It doesn't look too bad. But let's check out Singer Island, and there is a definite spot coming up to Singer Island when we get around the corner here, where it's known. It is absolutely known to be a very, very tight place when it comes to beach erosion. Only a few feet of the shoreline is left on Singer Island in this one area. But there you go, buttoned up. Hatches all nice and tight, looking good. Not seeing any damage, no windows blown out, nothing coming out of here. Oh boy, we're making it up here. Let's see. Okay, so here's Singer Island, and around this corner, and we're looking north up into the Jupiter area. But look at right around here. Now, good thing is this is around low tide. I'm presuming, I'm almost positive it's around low tide. But this area is known for dangerous type of beach erosion, where it comes up all the way up to the base of the condominiums. I'm sorry it's raining here. I wish I could get a little clearer picture, but we're in the rain. We're doing what we can to show you. But right up in here, this is a great sight to see. We actually see some of the sea grapes, the sea oats, and they're still there. They're not covered with sand, and you still have a little bit of a beach, a little plateau, a little flat area of beach, which is good. It's not torn up, or you don't see no mountain or ridge from where you have major beach erosion, where it just takes the undercut of the sand and creates a big ridge up here. Let me zoom up here. Coming up here, we're in a pretty bad storm right now. Might get white out here with the camera. I'm trying to keep it to the side so we can see. There's the park right there, MacArthur. Let's zoom in over here, see how MacArthur did. Let me look out the window here. Over to the left here, we just passed, let's check out over here. Have a little bit of new construction going on. I can't really, that's about as good as I can show, but not seeing any damage so far, which is great. Again, we're headed north. We're headed north along the coastline. We're entering the Jupiter area. Again, if you're just joining us, we're showing these exclusive pictures that you only get here with Chopper 5, WPTV, Channel 5 here. And zooming in over the Jupiter area, golf club. Let's see how the golf course did. I mean, even the golf course, I mean, you got some water there, the retention ponds there, but, I mean, if this was a major direct hit, these would be underwater. All of this would be underwater, if not beach eroded all over. The sand would be up to the front parts. These swimming pools would be full of sand, and just it would be such a sight that would just make you cry almost. I mean, I've seen them all. I'm born and raised here. I've been through every hurricane, and I've seen the worst, and this is the best to see. This is the best stuff. You want to see this. I mean, believe me, this is what you want to see. Not major damage. Storm damage, yes, we can clean this up, but it doesn't look like we have major rebuilding so far in the Palm Beach County. Let's look up here. A little section here, the beach that took out just a little bit. We're talking a few feet of the beach lost. Nothing major, but there's that ridge I'm talking about. If you had major type of beach erosion, and that's what you get. You get a ridge, like a drop-off here. And there's a little bit of a drop-off here. We're in the Jupiter area. How you doing there? Well, we got to show these. Let's get a little bit of happiness here real quick. There you go. That's how you should feel coming out and having your house intact and having a nice warm shower and having a little electric. That's the way you're going to feel, believe me. Let's zoom up here and show you. We're getting into the Jupiter area. Let me see. Looking out the window, it's tough to see with all this rain and wind. We're getting bounced around, but trying to do the best. There's the Juneau Pier. Coming up to the Juneau Pier. When we get a little bit closer, I'll zoom in there and see if Juneau Pier had any type of damage to that. Let me zoom back here a little bit. Let me do one. Okay, I'm being told we're not going to be able to travel any north of Juneau Pier. Josh is telling me we're getting called out because of the weather right now. Let me try to zoom into Juneau Pier. If we can just sneak up to Juneau Pier. Listen, I'll tell you right now, it's borderline for us to even be up here, but we have to show you what the aftermath of this storm is. But I mean, there's almost so much we can do and so much we're allowed to do, and we're not allowed to go any further in what we're doing. But let me check Juneau Pier before we have to turn around. We'll try to go a little bit west and see what we can do west on our way back, and check out. There's a few areas that we want to look at, some mobile home areas, to see how they did. Not being able to give you 100% on whether there's damage here. I'm trying to get you right into the Juneau Pier, see if they just had any destruction from the high seas that we had. Let's go up to the top here. We'll come right over. Josh, get me right into the spot we need. Great job by my pilot here. He's the best in the business, man. It's a teamwork up here. And let me come right down here. Bear with us. So there's Juneau. A lot of this is taken out. They do this, they take it out, so there is not too much damage. But looking at the pilings are strong. I mean, this is a strong pier too, solid concrete. And those pilings are out on purpose. And let me go down here. The ones that they do keep in, this is a great site. This is what you want to see. Not seeing any popped out or broken or nothing snapped here. I mean, even the shed's still on there. Even the little shed protective awning there, the protective roof is still there. That's a good sign. And this is right off our coast of Juneau here. We're being told well, there's a couple of them, but those are popped out on purpose. We're told we got to turn around and go a little bit south. We'll probably be headed back towards the airport for a little bit here. But while we go back south, Josh, let's just head back south. We'll go back and let's take it inland a little bit. Let's see if we can take maybe US 1 or maybe Congress. Let's take maybe Congress back, military trail back if we can. And we'll take that back. I'm talking back and forth with Josh, and you're seeing it, and it's some bad weather still, and definitely some gusty winds still going on up here. Now we're starting to look south. We can't go any further north for now. For now, we can't. I mean, that's north, and that's all we have. And we just can't go through that. I mean, there's stuff we can do, and we just can't go north. So we'll travel back a little bit south. We've come all the way up from Pompano. Technically, we were in Broward checking it out, but when we came on the air, we were around the Pompano area. We've checked the coastline all the way from Pompano, Boca, Del Rey. We have Boynton, Lantana, Lake Worth, Jupiter in this area of Palm Beach. Not seeing any major beach erosion at all. There's a little bit, but nothing. Even a bad nor'easter has done worse than I'm seeing now. Checking out on docks. We checked out some of the docks in the intercoastal waterway. And the ones that we've looked at so far have withstand the high tides and the rough conditions that do tear docks away. I'm going to zoom in over here and check how it is over here in Jupiter area. Just because in Boynton you're not in Boca, you're not having dock problems or a storm surge, that doesn't mean Jupiter's not going to see it any. Let me see. We're getting bounced around here, so I'm trying my best here. There we go. Let's get over here and check out how some of these houses are doing. We'll see how the houses are doing. Some big boats there tied up. still tied up nice and tight, no problems. Even that one right there. Let's see how this, all intact. The dock's looking nice. This is a great site, people. I'm telling you, I'd rather be showing this rather than what we could have had. When you don't have a dock, you don't even have a seawall. But we're seeing a strong seawall, strong docks throughout the Palm Beaches so far. That's a great sight to see. There's okay, Josh is telling me we can get around this storm and go a little bit more north, so we'll do that. We're in the Jupiter area. Let's see, we're we're in Juneau right now, going by the pier here. We're just going around some of the storms that we're having to encounter here. Check out the golf course over here. Here's one part of the golf course. I think that's by Jonathan's Landing. I think might be in that area, maybe not. But there's a lot of rain, retention ponds. Parts of the golf course now a little bit of an extra water hazard. But look at that, right up to the green there. But it's nothing that's overflowing, nothing that is major flood zone area that you would think if we had a catastrophic hit. We did not have a catastrophic hit. We are so lucky. But we do have a lot of rain here, but I'm not seeing any heavy damage. Let's go down and see some of these houses. Docks all intact. That's what you want to see. Boats tied up good. Yeah, even that little guy's tied up the right. That's how you do it. Let's zoom up here. We're getting close to around the Jupiter Inlet area here. There's the Jupiter Inlet. See where we're at here. Bear with us. Being bounced around, believe me, a lot up here. We're trying our best to give you this shot here. So we're going to come up the Jupiter area. Go try and get to the coastline, but if we can't, we can only show you what we can show you here. Let's zoom in here. Give me one quick second. There we go. And Harbor Place, I think, yeah, right in here, this area. No damage, no damage. And even the roadways, even the side streets. This is very, very good news to see this. You have US 1 in this area. Look at that. Not seeing any heavy damage or any type of debris on the roadways. Not saying that there isn't any, but so far so good as we continue to go northward. We're traveling through. There's the Jupiter Inlet. Right over here is where they did some beach nourishment here. I got to try and show you that real quick. And it's looking good. I mean, we can see the beach. I see the shoreline. It's looking good there. Sorry I'm bouncing it around. I apologize for that. Usually we're as steady as can be, but we just had a hurricane go through, and it's still very turbulent up here. We're just trying to do the best we can to show you what we can as fast as we can. But here, let me show you the Jupiter Lighthouse. Let's see if the Jupiter Lighthouse has any damage up to it. It's looking beautiful. I'm not seeing a tile out of place or any of the limbs not damaged at all. We'll go down to the base of the lighthouse. Look at that, tree limbs, fine, just as fine as can be. We're so lucky that our damage here is minimal, extremely minimal. We're traveling north along the shoreline here. We just passed the Jupiter Inlet area, coming up to Hope Sound. And soon we'll be at the Stewart area around Bathtub Beach. That area known for being just washed out completely. I remember for Gene and Francis, the whole area was just demolished. I'm talking the docks were demolished. You had boats everywhere, sand along the roadways. As a matter of fact, the roadway that goes right by Bathtub Beach was completely covered in sand by the overwash from the storm that went by. That was Gene and Francis, but now we're traveling up. You can see definitely the water's still churned up. I mean, look at how brown it is, and it gets like that. It actually gets like that up here in the Hope Sound area. When you get a storm, when you get a nor'easter or a strong low pressure that comes through, you're going to get this type of condition along the Atlantic, and it'll go out maybe about a half mile, maybe a mile or so. And then you get back to clear water. You got the right out there is the Gulf Stream. Take it there. That's looking towards the east out into the Gulf Stream as we travel north along the coastline here of Hope Sound. getting close to Hope Sound here, and we're just battling the conditions here. It's not nice up here right now, but we're showing you the best we can. This is getting up to Hope Sound here. We'll come up the Bridge Road, and the beach is looking great. It really survived. It really hung tough here. Let's check out here. I mean, I remember this had sand all over this, and look at that, clear as can be. No snap trees. Looking good along the coastline so far. That doesn't mean there's no broken trees or no damage done. There's definitely some of that somewhere, but the majority of what we're seeing, the majority of everything we've looked at, it looks like we dodged the bullet. We have good news instead of bad news, which is definitely what you want to hear. I'd rather be reporting this than some catastrophe, believe me. So we're coming up to Hope Sound, and let me see, there's that's Bridge Road. Should be Bridge Road. Yep, there's Bridge Road in beautiful Hope Sound. Just got to show you that pretty bridge there. But this takes you over from 95. You take Bridge Road, and this gets you to the coastline. And you have the wildlife refuge at the end of here, the end of Hope Sound. It's a wildlife refuge, which is a beautiful federal park. We'll see how that fared. But there's Hope Sound Beach and this area. Hope Sound Beach. I mean, just look at right there. There's the coastline. You can see it as much as I can. It's just, it survived. It didn't get punished heavily. Not seeing major beach erosion. Water's churned up from the sand, absolutely. I've seen this on northeasters as we have storms, but so far we're doing really good. I mean, compared to what this could be, this is beautiful. Let's check out the golf course here. Yeah, I got some ponding there on the golf course there. Again, an extra water hazard being provided by Mother Nature. But again, the whole golf course is not flooded. We can see the golf course. We can see the roadways. And again, that's a good point here. I know Hope Sound, we have some manufactured homes in the Hope Sound area. Which we've had damage before from tornadoes in past. And I'll just zoom in here. Give me a second. Let me get the camera working. But let's see how they did. Now, we've been up here before where tornado damage has gone through these mobile home parks here. And I'm telling you, you can see it. I don't really have to tell you much. The picture says it all right there. No major damage. No catastrophic damage. Looking good. This is one of the mobile homes, the manufactured home parks in Hope Sound, which has had damage before during some bad storms that we've gone through throughout the years. Zoom back here real quick. That's US 1 there. Zoom back out here just a little bit. You got another golf course over there, which has a little extra water on it. Well, actually, that's part of the golf course, but you can see right there, right on the fairway, a little bit of extra water, which we're seeing, which is good. I mean, you actually can see the golf course, so there's no major flooding. Looks like the manufactured homes are doing well here. Let's see how the docks did in terms of storm surge here in the Hope Sound area, right along the intercoastal waterway here. Let's zoom in here. Not bad. Oh, that is beautiful. I mean, that's a sight you want to see. Instead of seeing boats that are up into the grass, instead of seeing boats that are along the roadways, you're seeing boats that are moored and in their place, and they survived a good, strong storm that came through. This is just as good as it gets right here compared to what it could have been, major catastrophe. And we're just, look at that. You got some storm, you got the high tide here, and it's low tide right now, but you definitely had a high tide coming here. And right there, that's up to the top. But again, the seawall is intact. I've seen hurricanes come by where the seawalls are gone and the docks are destroyed and boats are all over into the roadways. We're not seeing that now so far, coming up from Broward all the way up into the Palm Beaches. Now we're into the Treasure Coast, Martin County area. And oh boy, hey, look at this. Got some rough weather up ahead here, but that's coming up the Stewart. That's the St. Lucie Inlet right here. I'll try to zoom in here. Now, right around the corner here, this is going to be something that we can really tell. That's Bathtub Beach. This will let us know how we did up here in the Treasure Coast, definitely in Martin County, going into Port St. Lucie, Jensen Beach area. But here is the St. Lucie Inlet, and wouldn't you know it, we got some bad weather here. I'll zoom in over here. I know the airport, Stewart Airport's over there. Hey, don't forget the Stewart Air Show will be here in a month or so, but we'll be up there with Chopper 5. But there's the Stewart Airport. I'm trying to give you the best shot I can, but I mean, it's stormy weather still up here. Let me try to get you right over here. That is the St. Lucie Inlet. We just left the Hope Sound Refuge right here, which we've been to many of times. I'm not seeing any major damage. I mean, no trees are blown away, no trees or no signs of any tornado paths, which is beautiful. Tornadoes go through, they leave a path, a ditch almost, but a path of destruction. Not seeing any of that so far. But here it comes. We're coming up to Bathtub Beach. This is St. Lucie Inlet right here. Of course, we have a storm that we're going through. It's really rough up here, but here we go. Be able to zoom in here. That's Bathtub Beach. We've been wanting to show you this for quite some time. And we'll get a little bit closer. I'll get a better shot as we get a little bit closer. But so far from this long shot, I can't tell if that's sand over the roadways. We'll go up a little bit and show you this. But last time, every storm we've had, Gene, Francis, and even nor'easters that we've had in the past, this is a place that will tell you how strong of damage and what type of storm surge. This is a good place to be able to tell you that. Now you have the roadway right here, and I'm not seeing any sand over the roadway yet. Last time this was covered all with sand, unbearable. You couldn't even just get by it. It's just a sad sight to see, but look at this. Bathtub Beach looks like it made it through. I'm sure there's a little bit of beach erosion to it, but right here's the roadway. Zoom in here. Little bit of sand, okay? Expected a little bit of sand over it, but again, no catastrophic damage. This is great news. Great news. We've seen it where everything, I mean, these were on its stilts here, the sticks. Look at this. I mean, that's how this house is. It's a staple. It's been here forever. It looks that way. That's the way it's designed. But just a little bit of sand wash right there, which is, compared to what we just went through, that's nothing. Let me check out the roadway here. Bear with us. We're battling a storm here. Josh is amazing how he's keeping us here. This is one of the most thinnest sliver of the island here along the Treasure Coast in Martin County. This area here. And let's zoom in and just see how it did through the storm. And you can see you have a little bit of washover. Yeah, we have a little bit of washover. But again, I can see the roadway. Through Gene and Francis, it was feet, 2 or 3 feet of sand where you couldn't even see the roadway. And definitely you can get through it. No problem with this. This is a beautiful sight. A little bit of washover with the sand. But again, Bathtub Beach survived, no major damage. Let me try and zoom in just a little bit better for you and show you that one little spot. But again, look how thin that is. Look at the little sliver of the island here. And I'm telling you, Gene and Francis destroyed this area. There was you couldn't see the road. They had to do rebuilding. They had to get all the sand out of here, and it survived. We survived Matthew along the coastline so far. Not seeing any major damage, no type of major beach erosion so far. And this is the Treasure Coast up into the Stewart area. We'll check in here at the resort here to see how they did. And believe me, we're in a bad storm right now. So the pictures aren't crystal clear, but believe me, they're good. Just to see this, no major damage here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. A lot of the golf courses have some extra water hazards, but I'd rather have that and be able to play the next day than not be able to play for weeks. You can see there a little bit of flooding on the golf course there. We're traveling up now. We're in the Jensen Beach area, and we're getting bounced around up here. But let's see, Jensen Beach is up there, and I mean that's our conditions right up there. It's practically white out up ahead from Jensen Beach. That's one of the causeways here. Let me just zoom over here, see how the causeway did. If we have any damage to the causeway? No damage. People are driving. Got a few branches, through palm fronds there on the roadways. That's what I saw a lot on the side streets earlier this morning as we went to go to the hangar. But here's some new construction here. We actually came up here a few days ago was checking this out and see if they got a lot of water in there. Yep, there's some. I'll show you how much water that they had, but again, this is all good news. This is the best we could show you, and this is the best that I would love to show you. No major damage. I know I keep saying that, but I'd rather say that than saying complete catastrophe, completely washed away, completely destroyed. That's what we would have had if we had a complete direct hit from a Category 4 hurricane. We are extremely lucky, and we should be very happy about that. Hats off to our meteorologists who just kept us informed with all the information that they're giving to you, and we are prepared for this. Just because you have your hurricane shutters up and you don't have major damage, that's a good thing, and you're prepared. I guarantee if you didn't have your storm shutters up, you probably would have some damage at your house, because we did have some bad stuff last night. But this is all great news. This is the best aerial perspective we could be showing you right now. There's Jensen. That's Jensen Beach right up here. We might have to throw it back to you for a quick second here. We got to see if we can travel north. But let's throw it back to you guys at the studio. We can come back here in a second. We have to find out if we can travel up any further north. So throw it back to you guys and come back to us in a few minutes here.
Johann, you take a few minutes, you assess the situation. You've been doing an incredible job, Johann and Josh, up in Chopper 5. This is the only local helicopter covering breaking news and traffic. This is the only way we are getting our first look, this aerial view of our home.
If you've been with us over the years, this is just kind of a moment you sit back and just watch Chopper 5 and Johann do their job and just really, really see, in this case, not much damage at all the way up the coastline. Now, he has not made it to Indian River County yet. No. It might not be safe enough to get up there. We've seen a lot of Facebook comments as well. I'm going to
just adjust it.
Fix my mic.
Is it just rubbing a little? Okay.
This is just one of those moments where you really look at Chopper 5 and just let him do his job and let him talk his way through it. As we mentioned about a half an hour ago, Johann grew up in Palm Beach County. He knows this area like none other. I was just saying that he hasn't quite reached Indian River County yet, where we know they faced the brunt of the storm. As you can still see the Chopper 5 pictures on the right. But no significant damage. No real beach erosion
through Palm
either.
Beach County that Johann has spotted. Johann is ready for us now. He's had a chance to assess the situation, make sure he's safe. Of course, that is always number one. While you're up in Chopper 5, Johann and Josh, we'll send it back to you.
Ashley and Mike, we're just deviating off from the coast here. We're getting close to the power plant. We're not going to fly directly over the power plant up here at the St. Lucie power plant. So we're going to go up the intracoastal waterway, go inland along the St. Lucie. There's one of the causeways here, Jensen Beach here. Let me just pan it just a little bit just to show you what type of weather that we're trying to get through here. And, we're making it up north. We're going as far as we can, and that's looking south over the causeway. And, just because the hurricane left and it's not on the radar for us in our area, this weather is still pretty bad out here. I mean, it's bumpy, it's rough. I mean, we're getting bounced around up here. And, maybe tomorrow will be a nice sunshiny day and we can go out and have some fun. But right now, we still have some bad weather, but thank goodness, thank God that it is not, that we're not showing this right here. This is just one of the areas that is a mixture of mobile homes, manufactured homes, and CBS and wood frame homes. If this was a catastrophe, if this was a Category 4 that hit us at full strength, none of this would be here. This would be gone. This would be absolutely nothing here. So this is the best thing that we could be showing you. This is the best sight that you could see after a Category 4 hurricane goes off our coast and brushes us. So we're extremely lucky. We should be very grateful that we are being able to show you homes and boats all where they should be instead of just pieces of land where they were. Let me see where we're going here. We're up in getting close to the Fort Pierce area, if I can figure out where I'm at here. Fort Pierce area, that should be the Savannahs. Savannahs is back here, Savannah Preserve. For our friends in Fort Pierce and Port St. Lucie, we're going over to Savannah Preserve area. Just went through Jensen Beach. Fort Pierce should be up north a little bit here, but let me go over Looking out here, let me look over here and just see how Fort Pierce did in this area. This should be around in the White City area, Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce area. Let's see, get over here. There we go. Yeah, let's see how they did here in Fort Pierce. Now this is right, just next to the Intracoastal Waterway, maybe a mile. So you got FP&L here, so probably some power out in this area. Let me zoom in here and show you FPL. The power crew's doing their job, working hard to get the power back on. They know about it. I heard from one point there was 40,000 out in Palm Beach County, and a little bit more up in here in the Treasure Coast area. But they're working hard. They're allowed to get out now that the winds are down above or under, I think it's 35 miles per hour. It certainly feels like 35 up here, but let me go up here to this area here. That's along the Savannah Preserves. We're trying to get back over to the coastline as we go down Indian Drive, which I remember coming up here where the water washed out Indian Drive here. South Indian River Drive, that's what it's named. Let me zoom in here. And actually it was right around in this area where the water washed out the roadways, but there's Indian River Drive looking great, no major damage. If there was a different word to say no major damage, I would, but there's one of the docks. Let's see how it did. Oh, nice. What you got, Josh? All right. Hold on one second. Josh seeing a boat. Hang with us. That shows you how rough we're going through. All right. All right. Well, here's the first damage that we're seeing. This is Fort Pierce area. Yep, there you go. Now this could be a combination of not tying your boat up correctly, or again, just the hard strength of a hurricane passing by. Now this is the first one that we've seen, not saying that's the only one that we're seeing, but again, look at the damage here. We'll get in position here so I can zoom in and show you some better shots of this. But this area is just around, let me see, we're just around Indian River Drive, probably just south of Fort Pierce here. Hang with me as I battle the camera not wanting to work with me. Hang with me. There we go. Let's see here. Some first damage here. Again, off of Indian River Drive, south of Fort Pierce area. Yep, there's some damage there. One of these, that's a pretty big boat there. But you see the two boats right here, not really affected. They're affected, of course. Of course, they just went through a hurricane. But again, this is the first boat that I've seen that has any major damage that's taken its toll from the hurricane. Now again, this could be they tied it up wrong or just the overwhelming power of the hurricane that came through. But again, Indian River Drive, just off the Indian River Drive south of Fort Pierce. There's a boat there that didn't make it well on its journey through last night's hurricane. We're going to continue to go north along Indian River Drive. There's the power lines that go out to the nuclear power plant. I'll show you real quickly a shot of the power plant. Not going to show too much of it, but there's your St. Lucie power plant. As we turn and look forward, there's Fort Pierce. There's a Fort Pierce inlet. As we take, let me see, where are we? We are getting close to US 1. US 1's over there. We're still along the Savannah Preserve. That's the Savannah Preserve, it's called. Traveling up to US 1 to Fort Pierce area. You can see a lot of extra water, but no major flooding in this area. It's a wide area of the Intracoastal. There's looking east towards the Atlantic area. Now we'll tilt back to show you north, and that's the city of Fort Pierce as we come up into this area. That's downtown Fort Pierce. Now the area of Fort Pierce during our hurricanes, one of the marinas got completely destroyed, and I think that was during Francis or Jean, one of the two. And we're definitely going, when we get up there, we'll definitely check it out and see how the reconstructed marina did. So far we have one boat that was pretty much destroyed just a little bit south of Fort Pierce here along Indian River Drive. I would call that not tying it up correctly, because you did have two yachts right next to it that did fine. Let's go up a little bit north up to right up to that first causeway there, that first bridge up to that marina, and then we'll go over to the coastline. Communicating with Josh back and forth here. Again, Chief Pilot Joshua doing a great job battling these conditions, giving us these shots, keeping it as steady as we can. But look at this, the Fort Pierce Marina, rather newly constructed, doing a great job. They built little barriers out here that seem to work well. Great job. I mean, this is just what you want to see. We're already up into Port St. Lucie area along the coastline. We are not, and I have to say this, we are not seeing major damage. No catastrophic damage. I am not saying that there's no minor damage, down trees, and I'm sure there's a few down trees, and of course we have power outages in these areas. But these are aerial perspectives showing you the areas that normally would be destroyed, if not hard hit and damaged by a Category 4 hurricane or any type of hurricane. If we had a Category 1 up here, a lot of these boats here, they wouldn't be looking as nice as they would. They'd be off. They'd be over here into this area, into the Dockmaster area. They'd be into the parking lot. I mean, if we had a huge storm surge, a lot of these would be on the roadway. They'd be in the parking lot, but they're not. They're not. They really did good. We have to count our blessings with this. I am not seeing catastrophic damage of any kind. Just a great sight to see. That's Fort Pierce Marina right here, all tied up, still strong, looking good, not seeing any type of destruction of any kind. That's the barriers that they built recently within the few years to protect the marina, and it did a great job. Now these are the two bridges that go over to the north part. Excuse me, this is the first one that goes to the south part of Fort Pierce, this bridge, and the other one goes to the Fort Pierce Inlet Park. And we're going to move back over to the area of the coastline. Let me show you downtown Fort Pierce real quick while we move over there quickly. See how the, well, you got a little damage to Circle K there, the Circle K store. Josh, let's move back over to just downtown real quick. Let me just check out this one shopping center and see how it fared. Again, this is off of, I think, Virginia, or yeah, Virginia Ave, it should be, if I remember right. Virginia Ave in this area. Check out, they have a shopping center here. Looks like the sign, I mean, you can sit here and show you this shot and say, wow, catastrophic damage all over South Florida, but it's not. I mean, that's nothing. That is absolutely nothing. If we just had a Category 4 go by our coastline, and these are the shots that we're seeing, again, this is the best thing I could be showing you. I'm not seeing any cars piled up, not seeing flooding throughout the streets. Let's check this one right here. Yeah, all these are looking good. I mean, there's no ponding, no heavy ponding, no flooding. Oh, wait a minute. There's a couple inches of extra rain there. Let's see how deep it actually is, to be exact. Yeah, you can call that ponding. It's not even up to the top of his tire. So that's, I mean, that's minor type of flooding. That's nothing at all. Minor flooding here in the parking lot of the one shopping center. And again, you have a little bit of damage here from the wind to the sign, to the old Kmart that's been here. And this store's been here forever. I mean, it's been here forever. So that's about some damage that we're seeing here. This is Fort Pierce off of Virginia Avenue. I'm pretty sure it's Virginia Avenue and US 1. A little bit of damage to the top part of the facade. Go over here. We got a little bit more water. Yeah, a little bit of flooding here. Yeah, here's some damage. So you definitely have damage that you'd get with, you know, 50, 60, 80 mile an hour winds, and probably a little bit higher. I can't give you the exact, but this is all we're seeing. This is all we're seeing. Stuff like this, a little bit of damage to signs from the wind blowing them out. A little bit of a public sign there torn up. But the good thing is the sign is, I mean, the building's there. We're seeing the building is there. We're seeing minor flooding, ponding on the roadways. I mean, when you talk about flooding, you're talking about above a car. You're talking 2 feet of flooding. I mean, it's just a few maybe 6 to 8 inches in this. Let's see, we might have power out here. Let's see, so we have the police here directing traffic, so we do have power out. So obviously a tree branch or a tree probably took out a few power poles. But again, and here's something to always remember, when you come to a 4-way stop and the lights are out, treat it as a 4-way stop. When the lights are out, it's a 4-way stop. And give the person to the left or right, you know what, let them go ahead of you. Don't rush through this. We don't need accidents. We don't need no more type of headaches that we've gone through this whole week. It's very draining. I know everyone's tired. They're done. They want to get this all over with, and we're slowly getting back to normal. But in order to get back to normal, showing you sights like I'm showing you now, that's the fastest way to get back to normal, because we are not seeing just total destruction like we could have if this was a Category 4 direct hit. It brushed our coastline. Yes, we had some heavy-duty winds and a lot of rain, but I'm telling you, this is the most beautiful sight you could see after having a Category 4 come off our coastline and be on our doorstep. Now let's go over to the coastline. This is southern Fort Pierce. There's downtown Fort Pierce. Zoom in here real quick while we go over to the coastline, because the major thing we want to really look at, knowing that we don't have any high damage areas inland. I'm not saying that that's not happening, but we're not getting any reports of houses being demolished or roofs being tore off. I'm not saying that there isn't a few, 1 or 2, but again, during hurricane status, during hurricanes, that is what you're going to see. You're going to see where a house was. You're going to see parts of a house. You're going to see roofs ripped off. We're not seeing any of that now, and that is a very good thing. This is the southern part of Fort Pierce. Zoom in here real quick, see how the coastal... here we go. Now here's a little bit of some storm surge, a little bit of a higher tide here. As you can see it washing up. So I guarantee you through the storm, they had it probably a little bit higher than what you're seeing now. But again, the seawall is intact. The boats are still there. Francis and Jean, these boats would not be there. And you'd have sand and some of the seawalls would be damaged. Good sight there, good sight. All right, Fort Pierce Inlet. We're looking at the Fort Pierce Inlet. Let's see how the beaches did here in this area. You can see the outflow, too, of the inlet. Just, you know, the sandy, the murky water. That's from a lot of sand, a lot of beach erosion sand that comes off the beach, gets put back into the ocean. But a good outflow of the inlet. And show you out real quick, show you what it looks like towards the east. And we're not seeing any heavy major swells. That's one thing that's a little odd to me. I thought we'd have a little bit of a bigger swell coming through. Still a strong swell, but I'm not seeing any type of swell, maybe 2 to 4 feet swell so far. But this is south part of Fort Pierce, boarded up, looking good. Now right here is something. Look at the awning. It's not ripped. It's still intact. That's a good sign. Look at that. And a good job boarding up, getting ready for the storm. Excellent. Zoom over here. They're already taking theirs off. And I mean, look at the palm trees. I mean, it's windy. It's tough. I mean, we're getting bounced around up here. All right. I see a blue tile roof here. Good eyes, Josh. Good eyes. Let's check this out. See a little bit from afar, but no, looking good. Looking good. As you can see now, you can see the different colors of tiles. That's from past damage. That's from past storm. all the tiles are in place. Those different colored tiles, that's from the past. You got cracked ones there too. I mean, it's not perfect, but the roof is on. Roof is intact. The house is there. I mean, you have a roof. Good signs as we travel Fort Pierce. Now we're going to travel a little bit more north. Let's head up north to the northern part. We're going from Port St. Lucie now. We'll be traveling into the Indian River area. Port St. Lucie turns into Indian River County. So far, I'm just very pleased that what we're seeing here is not catastrophic damage, not only inland, but along our shoreline. This was a monster off our shoreline, a huge, incredible storm churning off our shores, and this is the only beach erosion you're seeing. That's incredible. That's just pure incredible. I mean, I'm telling you, I've seen this all my life. I've seen it over and over, and this is a good sight. Again, count your blessings. If you're mad about putting up the shutters, or if you're mad about having no power, you have a house, you have your health, and the power will come back on. The sunshine will come out. We'll be able to take our shutters off soon. But again, checking out one of these neighborhoods here along the coast. Oh, look at that. The boat's intact. Roofs are fine. I'm not seeing any tiles or any parts of the roof. Screen enclosure, still intact. You will not see that if you have a direct hit. The screen enclosure is intact. I don't know how to put it other than if you don't play the lottery, maybe you should, because we got so lucky. And I'll tell you, we are millionaires just being able to have our houses and our beach and our boats and our docks all intact. I'm telling you, we really lucked out on this. Manufactured home area here, just a little bit north of Fort Pierce. Look at this. I mean, even on this section here, the screens are intact. The screens aren't ripped. The roof is intact. Even the golf cart's there. Great signs, great signs. Again, we're live in Chopper 5. Joshua and myself showing you these exclusive pictures. We do it daily here, but now we're doing it in a aftermath of what could have been a catastrophic hurricane. We're going up the coastline. We just there's the Harbor Branch Institute over there. Let me show you just the area. I'm sure they're buckled down good, but just giving you little shots of what's in the area. Harbor Branch. Not seeing any tiles or any roof damage or any type of damage there. As we continue to head north, let me get my bearings here and see exactly where we're at. We should be, let's see, we're getting close to South Beach of Vero Beach. Indian River Beach is a little bit up north more, but we're getting close to Vero Beach. Should be, if I remember right, should be just a little bit up here. Should be getting into the Vero Beach area. We'll zoom in here, check it out until we get close to give you the exact shots, but I'll go along the coastline. And there, I mean, this is beautiful. This is a great sight. The roadways are cleared. You can drive along the roadways. I mean, if you know Cape Hatteras, they get their roads washed out. It takes them months to get the roadways back. We don't even have sand along our roadways. We don't have 3 feet of sand that's overwashed our roadways. Our roadways are open. We have houses with roofs on them, with their screens intact. The docks are fine. The boats are tied up. They're not washed away on the other side of the intracoastal. We did see one boat that was sunk. We had one boat that sunk, possibly not tied up correctly, or just couldn't take the strength of the storm. But this is just a really good sight to see, a positive sight to see that we're seeing right now. Okay, Josh is telling me the weather, we're up in Vero Beach. And the weather you're seeing now is the back part of the storm, basically. Pretty much, I mean, not direct the eye, but this is the back part of the storm. Meaning probably this is about as far north as we'll be able to make it right now. Of course, we could have waited a few hours and showed you nice clear pictures, but you want to see it first and fast. That's what we do on Channel 5. That's what we do every morning, noon, and night. We give it to you up here in Chopper 5 like no other station does. And we will continue to do that. It's our pride and joy to give you the best information in the market for our viewers. Your viewers are our family. And to get up here a little bit extra early, we'll do that for you every time. So let me see where we're at here. Oh, gosh. It's tough to figure it out when you look out and it's nothing but white. I think we're near, yeah, we're right by Vero Beach. And you can zoom in a little bit by Vero Beach, see how they did. The beach is still intact. Again, no major beach erosion. Starting to sound like a broken record saying that, but it's the best broken skipped record I've ever listened to in my life. Not saying that we're seeing catastrophic damage to roofs, houses, to the beach. The beach is gone. None of that. None of that. We're not seeing that. That's the best sound you want to hear coming from us. Now, this is what we're going to do right now. We're in the Vero Beach area. We're going to throw it back to the station. We're going to try to stay up here a little bit more. There's Vero Beach, one, the bridge. There's the power plant to Vero Beach. But what we're going to do is throw back to the station, and we'll come back to the chopper here in a little while. Back to the station.
Okay. And Johann, thank you so much. We are so incredibly proud of you and our entire team. We've stuck with our viewers every step of the way, but we're so incredibly proud of you viewers who listened to the concern. You did the right things with your boats and your homes and your families and stayed safe from the majority of what we're seeing.
Just kind of a spectator there, as many of us were, reading the Facebook comments as well, and people watching our live stream. Johann's enthusiasm for this area that we share as well really came through, and I think that hopefully gives you know, a refresher to the day for many of us and many of you out there that have been the last 24 hours really in an uncertain mode. Well, now that you've seen these pictures, we've been waiting for him to get in the air, and it's safe enough to get in the air. Really refreshing to see, but not only to see, but to hear Johann describe it. And we are all very happy that we did not suffer any catastrophic damage in the area from Hurricane Matthew.
Yeah, you're a part of our home, and we're happy if you're okay.
All right, let's go to break now, and we'll be right back right around the corner with John, Roxanne, and Holly.